Hi, everyone. Happy Saturday. Welcome, NHT entrepreneurs. And for those of you that are just business entrepreneurs, all walks of life here, we're very excited to spend a few minutes here on really how to build a solid foundation for success. My name is Andreas Papakostas from the Chicagoland area. And if you don't have paper and pen, I would encourage you to grab it. Try to eliminate the noises that are around you when you learn and you would get any type of training information. One of the things that we like to do is try to multitask and do a lot of things. When it comes to personal development, professional development, you want to be able to eliminate that noise and really focus because you are investing time to be here. So if you're live, hello. If you're watching this on the recording, hello. We know we're going to have many people who are going to be watching this, and share this with your organization, because what I'm going to share with you today, gosh, we have so many different trainings at all levels, for all levels of experience, for all levels of thinkers, for all levels of dreams. We really have it all here for each and every one of you. And what I'm going to do here today, when you take a look at this picture in this slide, it's a little deceiving, okay? And I did this purposely because, when you hear the word solid, you hear the word build, okay, which is an action word, foundation, which hits the emotional level, right? Because who does not want a solid foundation when you're looking at a home? This picture, in order for your home to withstand anything, right? You want a solid foundation, right? So when we're building our business, we need a solid foundation. That is no question. So, but one of the things that I want to do with this training today, a little different than perhaps maybe some of the trainings, if you've heard of my trainings in the past, is really shift gears here. And again, hopefully you have paper and pen. You can jot down some notes. If you watch the recording of this, you can pause it, play it again. But what I'd like to do is ask you a couple of questions, and that is, if I was to tell people and teach people how to build a house from scratch, okay? And let's just say I'm the biggest contractor, biggest builder in the world, okay? And I did a webinar, I did a seminar, or I wrote a book on how to build a house from scratch. You'll have all the answers. How many people do you really think will build that house? It's going to be a few. Okay? It's going to be a few. And how many of the few are going to build a house accurately after their first time? It's going to be a few of the few, right? So if I was to tell you how to operate and remove a tumor from a human body, okay, gave you everything. Step one, from A to Z, everything you need to know. How many people you think would do it when the time came? It's going to be a few, okay? So when it comes to business, how to build a successful network marketing business, how to build a multi-million-dollar business, how to grow your business 10x, 50x, 100x, right? How to take your NEC global business to the next level. Isn't this why you're here? You're listening to this, okay? How many stadiums are filled by people who are going to teach you how to do this, how to do that, okay? And they're packed. How many people do we have walking around that are smart as heck, right? But yet they're not really doing anything to change their business, okay? Think about that. A few will actually do what is taught. So if I was going to teach you how to build a solid foundation, and I gave you all the nicks and crannies, how many people do you think will apply it? It's going to be a few. And here's the reality and a challenge that I have over many, many years is, how can I help people do the things that they know what to do? How can we help more people elevate and have a successful business, grow their NHT Global business, grow it by 10 times, 50 times, 100 times, get to that $1 million status and beyond. Well, here's what has to happen. We have to change the question. Instead of asking or wanting to learn how to build a foundation, a solid foundation, we must ask and answer a different question first. And that is why? Why? Why to build a solid foundation for success? I cannot stress this enough. How sells lots of money, but how doesn't really change people or cause them to act without this question, and that is the why. Now, I can spend hours and weekends training on this. As a matter of fact, we have a plethora of videos and trainings from leaders and higher level thinkers than me that are on steamteam.ca. Joe Garcia, Dan Cattle. We've got so many leaders that have offered information on this. But today I want to share with you concepts and just spark the awareness so you figure out some of the information which will allow you to succeed, and you will learn how to build a solid foundation. So stay with me here, but this is an important question that you've got to ask yourself. So how to build one only will be fulfilled if you can answer why to build a solid foundation for success. If I was to tell you, why would you want your foundation of your house to be solid? Well, we know the answer, right? If there's a tornado or hurricane or something, it would be able to withstand the structure on top of it, right? It would give you a solid long-term. So we know why. So we're going to go out there and we're going to make sure that we do that, okay? So why to build a solid foundation for success, for your NHT Global success? Okay, so why is very important because it gives you reasons to figure out the how. Sorry, I don't know if you guys are seeing my notification. I thought I shut it out here. But it gives you reasons to figure out the how, right? If you don't have a why, the how is only as good enough as the why, okay? You're going to have the best trainer in the world give you all the how-to, right? But it will only be as good and applicable is having a strong why, because it gives you reasons to figure out the how. Even if somebody is not there to give you the how, if you have a strong why, I promise you one thing, you will figure out the how on your own. But you will also attract things into your space as well that will help you with the how. Why should be answered. Why? Because it fulfills the void of not taking any action. How many people go to how to, they can't wait, they're ready, they're going to learn something that's going to take their business to another level. And what happens? The majority, they're back to where they were after 2 or 3 days. So please understand this concept. Please understand this, because it can be the difference between tiptoeing yourself to your grave safely, and a lot of people do, or literally changing the course of your life after this information. But it's really all up to you. And it's not because I'm going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to help you figure out why you should do it. And that's very, very important. Now, here's the biggest part of why. It starts painting a picture of your end in mind. I can't tell you the amount of people when I ask, what is your end in mind? What is your goal? What are your dreams? And they don't even know how to describe it or even tell you what they are, because they don't have one. I am here to tell you today, in my opinion, okay, this is just my opinion. If you do not have an end in mind, you're wasting your time with any training. You are wasting your time right now. You are wasting your time going from this vehicle to that vehicle, to this company, to that career. You are wasting your time. If you don't get this part right, None of the information out there will be absorbed where it allow you to take action to achieve it. And you don't see a lot of books telling you that. A lot of trainings telling you why, because they want you to continue buying it. And hopefully, one of the things that they're going to say is going to cause you to change. The only reason that you're going to change is if you understand the answers that you need to the question of why. Do you have a picture of your end in mind? Is it clear? Okay, let me share some examples of beginning with the end in mind. What do we? I put a picture, a baseball team here. Why? Because we're starting the baseball season here in North America. Okay, what is the end in mind of a baseball team? Once they get together, they have an end in mind. What is that? What's their goal? Why are they working so hard day in and day out? I'll tell you what it is. They want to get to the World Series. More importantly, they want to win the World Series. Okay? Let me give you another example. What's a student's goal? Okay? Unless that student comes from an entrepreneurial household, okay, with an entrepreneurial belief system, the reality, this is the goal. What is a student's goal? Is to go to college and to get a job. That's their goal. That's what their end in mind is, right? Well, let's talk about you, because this is about you today, okay? You're an NHT Global distributor. Whether you're brand new, you've been around with us for a while, whether you're having major success, a little bit success, perhaps no success, what's your end in mind? Do you have one? Is it clear? Is it vivid? Does it give you goosebumps? Because if it's something you want to achieve, your hair should be sticking out of your hands, the back of your head. Does it keep you up? Keeps me up every single night. Do you actually believe that you're going to get there, that you're going to achieve it? Can you smell it? Do you taste it? And I'm talking about the end in mind in many areas of your life. Your health. Do you have an end in mind of what your health want to be? Can you see what your health is going to be like when you're 75, 80, 85, 90? Isn't that important? Isn't what you're going to feel and look like and be in the future all dependent on what we do right now? Do you have an end in mind? What about your finances? How about your NHT Global business? Is there an end in mind? Do you have a picture? What about your family? What about fun? Short-term goals, long-term goals. Did you even start the process? As a matter of fact, on our getting started training, what's the first thing that we have? Goals. Because without goals, where are you going? What are you doing? You're never going to withstand any of the challenges or obstacles that you've never faced, that you're going to face as an entrepreneur, if you don't really have a reason why. I can tell you what your pillars and your elements of your foundations are, but if you don't have a reason why, you'll never take action, you'll never grow, you'll never learn, you'll never get there. This is a very important part of any step to achieve success, especially in your NHT Global business. If you haven't even started this, I would go nowhere else. I would do nothing else except get very clear on this. And here's the beauty of this, that we have people here in our company that want to help you do just that, develop your end in mind, okay? So I like to share this picture, and I cut half of this picture out, because here's how we get started, especially somebody brand new as an entrepreneur, okay? Brand new. And the reason why I don't say NHT Global is that is our vehicle we chose. The NHT Global vehicle, a luxurious, fantastic, incredible vehicle, okay? But you're only going to drive that vehicle if you have your end in mind. Do you have it? If you don't have it, you're not going to drive the NHT Global vehicle. Regardless how great the products are, regardless how record-breaking, shattering growth we're having, regardless of the third-party validation, right? You're just not going to drive it. So there's two aspects that I'm trying to bring out that are very important that you must do in order for you to drive and experience the luxury of the NHT Global vehicle that is being given to you that you decided to drive. Okay, you got to begin. And in order for you to begin, you have to have an end. Where are you going? Okay. And in order for you to start that, you have to have a certain foundation. This is where the foundation comes in. Okay. And I'm going to go over some of the elements that you must work at to make sure that you're going to get to that end in mind. We already have the vehicle to get you there, right? You've got to work with the end in mind. And when you do that, and your elements are strong, your success is automatic. So many people in this empty space over here, they're working so hard to fill a void in this space over here. And the problem is they're not working on this and they're not working over here. So here's what happens, right? In order to get there, we know as an entrepreneur, as a business person, okay, this is going to happen. The tornado is coming. The tornado is coming with objections, rejections, doubt, fear, time issues, money issues, car issues, maybe a health issue, excuses that you're going to make, that you're going to buy into. Because in order for you to get here to here, something here has to happen and something here has to happen, right? Your belief, whether you can go from here to here, if it's not at the highest possible level, you're never going to get there. And I want to help you get there, right? By increasing your awareness of answering your why, okay? And if you don't answer your why, I mean, you're not, how to build a foundation is just not going to be, it's just not going to help you. So what do we need to do? Well, here's what some people do, right? Instead of working on themselves and working with the end in mind, they're just going to find a vehicle, right? A big one, right? The shiniest one, the one that I'm on the ground floor, I'm on the whatever, right? And they're just going to go right through the doubt and fear because the shiny object is going to blind all these objects. It's so breakthrough that it's just going to break through all this stuff. And unfortunately, that's why you see people after 5, 10, 20 years of 5, 6, 7 companies, they have a yo-yo effect in their business. They go up and they go down. They go up, they go down, or they just don't go anywhere. And guess what? 15, 20 years go by, and now they're looking for the lottery. Why? Because they haven't worked on their foundation and they've never solidified their vision and their goals, their end in mind. I hope this is a spark for you. Okay. I'm just trying to light a spark so you spend your time wisely in building your NHT global business. But everybody wants to get to this rank, to make this money, to have this growth. But there's a lot of things that you're not working on in order for you to actually attract all that stuff. And guess what? You can if you work on the right things. Remember, the vehicle is only as good as having the end in mind. That's crystal clear. That you can see it, smell it, taste it. You know you're going to have it. It's just a matter of time. Okay? And having a solid foundation in order for you to start your action towards that. So let's talk about that strong foundation elements. Okay? Because your end in mind plus your strong foundation is what's going to help you drive the NHT Global vehicle to success. It really is. So your foundation, okay, as a human, not as a home, okay, not a foundation or elsewhere for a bridge, but they're not found in the outer world. It can only be built within you, okay? It can only be built within you. And this is where most people were never taught, never spent time with, always deviate, always cut the corners, and they will always put excuses on everything else except for their elements, their strong foundational elements. Now, I could easily change what I'm going to share with you and add different aspects. But again, today, all I want to do is just supply a spark, right? To get you to think, to be aware, to start the process of again, having a strong end in mind and working on your foundations while you're building your NHT global business. Because I'll tell you, if you do this, it's going to change your outcome of your business. So here's number one: mindset, beliefs. There's a lot of different words that I can actually put in here, but a mindset that actually serves you, a mindset that is so powerful that you can just rest assured that you're going to achieve the things that you want. You're going to attract the things that you want, regardless of what's happening right now. It's got to be so strong that nobody can alter it except for you. Okay. But there's a lot of pieces to who alters that, who plays a role with that. Now, I did a training. A lot of other leaders have done trainings on beliefs. And I have a very strong root training that I've done that helps explain the beliefs of who we are. What do we think about money? What do we think about success? The beliefs about our own religion, our political party, our government, our this. All these beliefs we buy into were all given to us by somebody else. What we heard, our upbringing. And so we go out there and we live our lives based on the beliefs that were given by somebody else. And this is why we're walking. I really like to do this, but my beliefs tells me that I shouldn't. And unless you start challenging, why do you have a certain belief of something, right? You will never change. You will never grow. You'll never attract anything different. And there's a lot of people that join a business that have beliefs that are actually set for failure. And they don't know this, right? But they're so programmed for failure that their excitement and wanting is not enough to succeed. And unless you start spending time on this, you're going to have a yo-yo effect in any business that you get involved with. So a mindset. Are you challenging certain beliefs? Have you sat down there and challenged some of the beliefs? Why do you believe in what it is that you believe in some of the aspects of your life? It's hard for people, but I'll tell you what, it is so liberating when you actually do that. It's so liberating to sit down and even on social aspects of life. Have you challenged? Why is it that you believe what you believe? We believe what we believe because it's just so easy to believe what was given to us and actually forming our own opinion based on facts and who we are. So have you challenged that? If not, I'm telling you right now, you can deviate and bypass this. You're going to have a hard time building a business. What's the relationship that you have with yourself? You know, the person you're going to spend more time with and talk to more than anybody else on this planet is going to be with you. What's your relationship? Do you love yourself? Are you happy with yourself? If the answer is no, can you really blame somebody else? Are you really going to blame your circumstances? I want you to really think about this. Who can change the relationship with yourself? You. You can, right? But you got to be aware of that. You got to spend time. Why are you spending more time with other people's relationship with other people if you don't have a good relationship with yourself? If you can't solidify that, you're going to have issues attracting things in your life. The thoughts you have, right? Which plays a big role with a vision. So if you want to have a big end in mind, a crystal clear end in mind, your thoughts come from your beliefs. And if your beliefs don't serve you, the end in mind that you have, guess what? It's not going to really be yours. It's not going to be believable. It's what you think you want, but there's always going to be that question mark. Okay? Feelings, energy, that's where the magic is, right? Your thoughts create how you feel. And depending on how you feel is going to either move you closer to your goals or further away from your goals. The energy, the aura, all that stuff. Things that people just don't spend time with. They just accept it and they move on. And guess what? Whatever you did in the last 2 years with the same beliefs, feelings, thoughts, you're going to get the same thing in the next 2 years because your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs aren't really any different. Philosophies. This is so big. I don't have time to go into this, but Jim Rohn is one of the best business philosophers that ever existed. He talks about the philosophies. You've got to change your philosophy. It's in the philosophy that you have to change in order to change your results in your NHT Global business. All right. Foundation element number 2, your ego. We all have it. And what I tell is your ego can help you win or it can help you lose. We have to be able to use our ego to our advantage for abundance, right? Not for short-term gain. And so many people use their egos in ways that actually destroys any type of attraction. And again, this could be a seminar all in itself, but I'm not the master at this, okay? I'm just here to bring an awareness, a spark, so to speak, so you can start understanding certain things about yourself that will help you drive that NHT Global vehicle smoother, better, longer, faster, right? Your ego can make you rich, but it can also make you so broke and so poor. The same ego, it's yours. I mean, think about that. How many times did you feel like you had to be right? How many times did you feel like you had to prove something for short-term gain versus really understanding the long-term implications, right? So again, an ego is a very big part of what type of success are we going to have in our business. Number 3 element, law of association. We talked about mindset, and Joe Garcia and I have done a great training on this Facebook Live. I think it's one of the most important aspects to shaping your beliefs and your mindset, because here's the reality. I'm going to say this over and over. I did a presentation today for NHT Global. I did the webinar, and I talked about law of association, and it could do one or two things. It can magnify your goals, dreams, and aspirations, or they can destroy them. They can put it in hibernation. And I can't stress this enough. And again, this is what so many people do. They hide and they brush it under the carpet. They don't work on this. What is your law of association? Who are you hanging around with? Who are you listening to? Who are you learning from? Is it moving you closer? Do you want to go further away? How are the people that you're surrounding yourself make you feel? Do they stretch you? Do they want to see you grow? Do they want to see you succeed? Do they always ridicule you every time you talk about a new product launch or something? I mean, this is in your control. And I'm sorry, but some of you guys that have family with the same last name, right, that are Debbie Downers and negative and totally opposite of you, which is okay, you're allowing their energy to penetrate your future outcome. And the reality is, you can love them, you can hang out with them, but you cannot allow their energy and their belief system to change yours. They do not pay your bills. They do not pay for your future. You do. Okay. And when you come home from a party and, oh my gosh, and I never want to go there again. Well, guess what? Don't go there again. It's your choice. If they get mad, again, you can either not let them get mad and you go there and change your energy where it's just not going to help you build anything, or you can take control of your own destiny and still love them and still be a part of their life, right? But your life is yours. It's given to you to create. And if you want your family to be a big part of it, which I do, right? I got to make sure that it doesn't affect my energy and my space. Who are you learning from? How much time are you really spending on associating with professionals to help you build your business? Are you following pretenders and posers? Or are you following real people? You have one of the best associations with your upline leaders here in NHT Global that's been proven year after year after decade from a personal perspective and from a professional perspective. There's countless books and people that are no longer alive that can be part of your association. But how much time are you really spending in evaluating your association? Again, I'm creating a spark. Professionally association. Who are you associating yourself from a professional perspective? Who are you associating yourself from a personal perspective? You may think that has had nothing to do with your success. Oh boy, does it do if you allow it. You can allow it or disallow it, and it's all based on your beliefs. Let's go over to another foundation element, and that is your commitment. Most people come into network marketing, want to become a business owner, not in a franchise, because boy, do you got to be committed in a franchise. Otherwise, you're out 6 figures the very same day. But it's so easy to join a direct sales home-based business. The easy part of NHT is joining. That's the easy part, right? We all want this, want that. But the problem is a commitment problem. And again, why is it? Well, we don't have the end in mind. So what are we committed to? We don't have strong foundation elements. So where are we going? Right? And a lot of people get confused with commitment. People are interested in making money. People are interested in growing an organization. People are interested in changing their lifestyle. But interested doesn't create the change. It's your commitment. I want you to ask yourself this. Are you really committed in building an NHT global business? Are you committed? Are you really committed in developing and strengthening your foundation elements? Are you really, really committed to perfecting and strengthening your end in mind? Where you just know you've got to have it, it's yours, you see it, you believe it, you feel it. Have you done that? If you're not committed to that, everything else is just a waste of time. It really is. Discipline. What is the discipline? Your discipline will show you if you're committed or not. What is your daily method of operation? Is it consistent? Right? If it's not, it tells me if you're committed or not. So again, stop the excuses of why this, I'm busy that, I don't have time, I don't have that. That it could be true, but it's also an excuse because, man, boy, did I not have time when I was working. You tell me who works 80 hours a week, driving 90 minutes each way, newborn, new house built, okay? 90 minutes each way commuting, 80 hours a week, no internet. If I was able to do it 18 years ago, really, there is no excuse for anybody else. What it is your belief allows you to buy into that excuse as a justification. It really is. Because for every story somebody tells me they don't have time and they don't have this, I can share a story that actually somebody actually did it. So again, it's your commitment. Are you committed? Evaluate what you're committed to. Are you committed to your health? Well, if you're committed to exercising and it's consistent, obviously that's very important to you. You have an end in mind with that. Fantastic. Use the same philosophies, use the same principles when it comes to building your NHT global business. Think about that. Consistency. You heard me say that. Another foundation element. Consistency. There's so many people that wants a consistent residual check, but yet inconsistent efforts. You cannot have a consistent result with inconsistent effort. That would be insane, right? So many people stop, go, start and stop, stop, go, start and why? Because they're not spending time on strengthening their foundation elements and or they don't have a crystal clear end in mind. So they stop and go. They talk to one of their business partners, they get excited. Oh, they go back and the excitement goes away. Why? Because their foundation didn't change. Their end in mind didn't change. They just got excited for the excitement. Well, that's not going to build your NHT global business. Understand that. How many people build their business? I'm going to ask you this question. Whenever you have time, I fit it in. That's great. It's your business. Don't get me wrong. Remember, this is your business. It's nobody else's business. But if you want to build a consistent, growing, stable business, you can't do it whenever you have time. You have to commit, find the time, and be consistent with it, even if it's an hour a day. Don't tell me people aren't scrolling, stalking on Facebook, getting nosy on Facebook and what people are saying that you can use in building your business. Commitment. You got to be consistent, right? Whenever I feel like it. Okay, well, I'm not even going to say anything on that. There's really nothing to say on that, right? So again, I'm just trying to bring awareness. Review your consistencies in all areas of your life. What are you consistent with? What are you inconsistent with in your life, right? And why? Why are you? I guarantee you it's one or two things. You don't really have an end in mind with that aspect of your life, and you haven't strengthened some of your foundation elements in order for you to change inconsistency to consistency. Professional development. This is so big. Everybody wants to be the best of the best in their NHT global business, but they don't really spend time in learning about the industry. They didn't. You know why? How I joined NHT Global is I got involved in the leverage aspect of it. I got involved in understanding the industry. I got immersed in the industry. I studied compensation plans. I studied habits. I studied patterns. It's really what led me to be attracted to somebody that we all know here and we admire and have learned so much from personally and professionally, and that's Joe Garcia. For me personally, right? Are you developing how to sell, how to market, how to promote? Are you investing time into learning new ways and ideas? Are you always waiting for somebody else to tell you, the entrepreneur, on what you need to do? That's not an entrepreneur. That's taking orders and implementing. That's basically a job. You didn't join here to have a job. You joined here to be a business owner. And it's your responsibility to develop yourself professionally. Yes, you got to continue to learn about selling, marketing, promoting, connecting with people. Yes, you got to learn how to generate your own leads. We have trainings that tells you how to generate your own leads. Why is it that people are doing it? Telling you how to do it. So again, how good is the how to, right? If you don't have a big why. We have the trainings for it. You can generate 20 leads right now after this training. You can go watch Joe Garcia on how to generate leads with business cards and what to do with them. How many of you have actually done it? It's because your why has not been answered. It hasn't been solidified. It's just the truth. Continuing to develop yourself in leadership, how to network, how to be an influencer. Learn about the products in NHT Global. Have you watched the videos? Do you know some of the ingredients? Wouldn't it be great if somebody asked you something? Oh, wow, man, I can easily share this. Yes, you can use the videos to leverage, but there's times where you do want to be the expert. There's times where you do want to be able to answer people's questions, to be an influencer. Business knowledge. Are you developing yourself as a business person? If you're not spending any time in the professional development, can you really say you're a professional? And guess the best part about this is you do this on your own time. You create the time if it's important to you. Most important element for me, next to mindset and law of association, is personal development. For me personally, that's my religion. It really is. It's my religion. It's not something I do whenever I feel like it, right? If you want to attract and you want to manifest, personal development, okay, is something you do on a daily basis. It's not when you feel like it. It's not when you have time. It's not when you're down and all of a sudden you're going to rank it up. It's something you do on a daily basis. It's got to be part of your lifestyle. If you take a look at all the successful people in all areas of categories and industries and businesses, the one thing they never stop doing is developing themselves. Remember, the conversation you have more is with yourself than anybody else. That's part of your personal development. What are you saying to yourself? What goes on between the 2 ears? Seriously, it's 24/7. It doesn't stop, right? So what are you saying? What are you adding to it? Who are you associating yourself with? What are you listening to? If it's religion, I know somebody in our organization, a very great friend of mine, every single day reads 3 or 4 pages of the Bible. Every single day. You don't have to tell him that he has to do that. It's part of his lifestyle. It's part of his personal development. It's part of who he is. So here's somebody who practices what he preaches, right? What are you practicing on a daily basis that's consistent, that you're committed to, that develops you personally? Because here's what I know. If you spend more time on developing yourself personally, you're going to be able to develop your business and you're going to be able to develop financially. So all of these pieces together must be strengthened from within. Not somebody else's advice. It's from within. And it's really what separates you from anyone else. It's what separates you from anyone else. So you strengthen your foundation. You know why? And you strengthen your vision, your goals, and your dreams. And you never have to ask, how do I do this? Because now you need a vehicle, right? You strengthen your elements. You've got your end in mind. Boy, do we have a vehicle that will get you there very, very quickly. The NHT Global Vehicle, the business model, the company, the structure. You got it. That's the one thing you don't have to worry about. It's already provided for you. What you have to work on, what is your responsibility, is to work on your foundation elements and also the end in mind. And the fuel that's going to help you get to your goals is really not just the daily method of operation. It's the consistency of the daily method of operation, which means what system are you using? What plan do you have? Are you working your plan? How many appointments are you making? How many leads are you generating? How many appointments are you making? How many leads are you generating? Is it consistent? If it's not daily, it's when you make your decision of when you're going to work your business. I can tell you this, and some of you guys that are on here, this is true for you. I can tell you this. I can promise you, just because we know the numbers, that everybody wants, but very few actually work their business consistently, and very few have a plan. Very few. Again, they work their business when they feel like it or when they have time. If that is your system and your plan, I'm telling you right now, this may not be a shock, but it may be a shock. You're not going to go anywhere with your NHT Global business. You're not. Do you have a daily method of operation that you're going to be building consistently when you are going to be working your business? Just like when you punch in for your job and you punch out. You know what time you need to be there, you know what time you're going to get out, and you know what you got to do during that time. Do you have that system and plan for your NHT Global business? If not, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's a question you got to ask yourself. I hope I helped you understand of how to build a solid foundation for success is only as good as why to build a solid foundation for success. So I hope I sparked that this is very important for you to develop. And this is very important for you to establish So then you can start driving your NHT Global business to attract your end in mind. And you can do it as quickly as you want, whether this is a new concept for you or whether you've tried all these companies in the past and you just joined NHT Global. Maybe you had little or no success in the past. I'll tell you what, you know, call this arrogant, call this whatever. It's confidence for me. I promise you, very few, if any, organizations really spend the time like what we have here in NHT Global. And it starts from Dan Cato and Joe Garcia, where we truly, truly help you start the foundation of personal development in order for you to build your NHT Global business professionally and financially. We can tell you how to ask the right questions. We can tell you how to prospect. We can show you how to be a better presenter, how to generate leads. But they're only as good as your why. And we can't stress this enough. I think every training, whether it's a why or a how training, I can promise you and pretty much guarantee it that there's always a why in one of those trainings. So I hope this shifts your mindset on where you need to go and where you need to focus in order for you to take a company that truly, again, in my opinion, is unmatched in the industries of direct sales. It really is. I've been in the industry for 19 years. I know a lot of people that are very successful in the industry. I know how organizations are built and I know how organizations are run. And I'll tell you, the vehicle you have here in NHT Global is a real one. It's a legacy one, but you have to drive it. And if you don't know where to drive it, your NHT Global vehicle is useless. If you don't start building your foundational elements that comes from within you, you're going to have a hard time driving any vehicle to your destination. And we don't want that for you. You have it here in NHT Global, all the pieces to the puzzle that you need to become who you want to become personally, professionally, and financially. So thank you for spending some time with me here today on this training. Feel free to share it to your organization. I know it'll be posted up on steamteam.ca. I also post it up on my team page. And feedback would be great. Let me know how you like this information. And I hope I sparked a few of you, because remember, the answer is always a few. But a few that duplicates a few over a period of time can change people, can change lives, can change futures. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We'll hear you on our next leadership call. Bye-bye.